We're spending the next 12 hours in this airport in Singapore. This is Singapore Changi Airport, one of the world's busiest airports by international passenger and cargo traffic. It's been rated as the world's best airport by Skytrax a dozen times. It's also one of the world's cleanest airports and is supposed to be one of the bougiest as well. And we have 12 hours here in transit between San Francisco and Bali. And I figured, let's just stay here and make the most of it. Is that too long? Are we going to be able to figure it out? Feet hurt. Oh, my shoulders hurt. Is our baby going to be cool with it? I've never in my life seen this tiny, tiny toilet and the little sink. Guy. This is 12 hours in the world's best airport, starting right now. So we ended up having this 12-hour layover at this airport because I found us some really good deals on business class flights on mileage. So it's 5 a.m. Let's find out if it's really that great. This is a real live tree. Butterfly garden. The butterfly garden. It's so humid I cannot even use this. Really get a sense that now we are on the equator, friends, because you go from AC to like, whoa, very hot. The sun is basically just coming up. It's barely 7 a.m. and this is one of the things that's open to do right now. The Butterfly Garden is open 24/7, so it made sense to stop there after a brief visit to the Singapore Airlines Lounge in Terminal 3 for some breakfast. It has over 1,000 butterflies from 40 different species.
Here's all the species.
Wow, that's a lot. Various states of emergence. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. When you're on your own photo. When you're reading about yourself. Are you okay?
Hot.
You're hot. Yeah, me too.
It's really cool to have it in an airport for kids and adults alike.
Yeah. A little humid in here. I found myself getting a little lightheaded. As dehydrated. This is my ultimate travel sidekick. It's basically a way to just drink safe water without having to use plastic. It filters out microplastics, bacteria. You can fill from an airport. The water here is pretty clean, but we're headed to Indonesia next, so this is an opportunity to drink clean water wherever we are, no matter what the access situation is. I'm a big fan of Life Straw. They do a lot of good in the world, reducing the plastic that goes into our oceans and also providing clean water to communities in need. So when you buy a product like this, you're supporting a company that's doing good things. I normally think of Life Straw as like a backpacking kind of company, but to be able to bring it along on a trip like this and to be able to filter the water that we use not only for us, but for Felix is key. It has a filter inside of the bottle, so I can stick this under basically any tap, fill it up from any source, and I'll be able to clean it as I drink. Around 150,000 people transit through Singapore Changi per day, but in comparison to Terminal 3, Terminal 2 was much smaller and quieter. Arrived in Terminal 2, and this one has an enchanted garden, so that's what we're on the lookout for. Doing it. Quick detour to a sunflower garden. Yo, that has a gym. There's plenty of hotels all around, like the Ambassador there, that have gyms. Obviously you can sleep there. I've heard they're a little bit pricey, but you don't ever have to leave the airport, and Singapore's pricey. Every time I come outside, the sky fogs up so much. It's so humid here. It's cool, but I think it's mainly an excuse to come out and smoke. On our way to the lounge, I found the enchanted garden. This is an incredibly large airport. You don't have to worry about getting your exercise in if you're just exploring it. This lounge definitely smaller and quieter than the Terminal 3, but also this terminal is quieter and smaller than Terminal 3. Do you want toast? No. Okay. What you got there? No idea. I feel like everything we had done up to this point in the terminals was cool. I really liked the butterflies and I liked the gardens too. But I'd heard that the Jewel was one of the coolest things to do, and it's even an event for locals on the weekends, so we headed there as soon as it opened at 10 a.m. The The Jewel at Changi Airport is a nature-themed entertainment and retail complex. It's connected to Terminal 1, and you do have to go through customs in order to access it and officially exit the airport. It has the world's tallest indoor waterfall, the rain vortex, and all of the plants that you see surrounding it are real. You see all your house plants living their best life. I've heard this can even be a destination for locals to hang out on the weekends, and we did see plenty of school groups there. When you arrive, you can decide whether or not you want to take part in some of the paid attractions. Since we had 12 hours, we decided that we would peruse the offerings and see what we might want to do. We ended up booking a ticket that gave us access to almost everything for around $60, but I wish I had known that you can book it for way cheaper on Click ahead of time, so I've linked that below. The first thing that we checked out was the Mirror Maze, which is a kaleidoscopic maze where you need to use a pool noodle to navigate so that you don't run into yourself in the mirror. I'm actually kind of lost. Oh, there's a mirror. I'm all by myself in here. There's no one else in here. It's kind of a bummer though, is we had no idea. It did not say explicitly when you buy the tickets that you can't bring a baby in here unless they're in a baby carrier, which we don't have because we checked it in our luggage. So Garrett and I have to take turns. No wheelchairs, no strollers. I can't really see why, but not my rule. What is this? There's also the hedge maze made out of real bushes, although these flowers that poke out at you might be the only fake ones in the whole place. Hair needed to go up. It's kind of warm in here, so don't come wearing like jeans and wintry stuff if you're coming from a cold destination. I gotta say, I love how plants just feature and make this what it is. The Jewel is all about the greenery. I think that's a Singapore thing too. Next, you can walk through a little garden with flowery animals called the topiary and the petal garden before coming to the foggy bowls, which was popular with the little kids that day. Next, I ditched the boys for the canopy walk. If you don't have shoes like these, you got to use these. They smell a little funky, so like don't wear flip-flops here. Oh, there's like AC being blown on me right here. I'm just gonna stay here. This is great. Dude, coming here on a Thursday right when it opens is so clutch. I'm not sharing with anyone. I mean, I don't have small feet and they're almost falling through. Oh, this is not for you if you don't like heights. It was honestly a little hard on the feet. Ooh. Oh. Yeah, this would not be appropriate for flip-flops. But I really appreciated the way that the attendant fully committed by walking backward to get this video of me. So this above me is a different thing. This is the bouncing net, and that's a separate entry. It looks like fun, but also like I would have really wanted to do it when I was 7. That was obviously not baby friendly, so Garrett is over here. Finally, the last major thing is the canopy bridge that appears to be sponsored by MasterCard. It's interesting, a lot of the places here seem to be sponsored by somebody, including the Shiseido Forest Valley and the HSBC Rain Vortex. If they're all sponsored, can we walk on the bridge for free? Guess not. Have a sparkling time. You have a sparkling time. That was about the equivalent of 30 bucks each for all that stuff. Was it worth it?
Some of the views from up here are really cool. The mirror thing looks cool. I didn't go on the trampoline, but that looks like it would be fun if I was like 10.
Yeah. Okay, if like me you're wondering how to take the train that goes behind the waterfall, you cannot access it from here. So you have to go either to Terminal 2 or 3 and take it from there. So I think you actually have to be in customs and all that. So we'll go do that right now. All right, at this point, what time is it? It's 1. We have 4 hours to go until our flight. I think without a baby, this would be the moment that you go to the movies or maybe to the pool. We didn't bring a swim diaper for him though, and we already spent a lot. And the pool it would be another like 40 bucks. So as much as I wanted to do that, I think we'll pass on it. We also forgot our bathing suits. It seems really cool though, and I would love to try it some other time. But I think for now, I was talking this big game about all the lounges. We're just gonna go back to lounge number 3.